There is no competition like the Champions League. What on earth did we just watch in both games? Arsenal smack up Real Madrid 3-0. Bend it like rice. That's what we have to do right now. Hashtag in the comments, bend it like rice. We're going to talk about Declan Rice. We're going to talk about Vinicius Jr. We're going to talk about the entire Real Madrid attack being non-existent today and a fantastic performance from Arsenal. And in the other game, Bayern Munich, all the chances, all the missed opportunities, it backfires against them. And Inter and Inzaghi, they're showing why they are one of the favorites for this competition. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, people. Who is your MVP for tonight? I imagine it will be a certain Jasmine Rice. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. I am very sick. This is like my flu game from Michael Jordan. Today is my flu game. I've taken NyQuil, DayQuil, all the quill out there to get you this video out. Let's first start with Inter and Bayern Munich. So Inter win 2-1 in a very entertaining game. Even when it was at 0-0, I tweeted, I said, this is entertaining. 0-0, both teams are getting chances. We're seeing fluid football. We're seeing great pressing from Bayern Munich. Just entertaining stuff. And then all of a sudden, Inter get the goal. I mean, people, you need to rewatch that goal. We saw a fantastic team goal yesterday from Bologna. What Inter just did for that first goal, sublime, from Bastoni to Carlos Augusto to Thuram with the back heel to Lautaro with the Cerivella finish. I mean, are you kidding me? What a goal from Inter. And every time Inter are in possession, they counterattack. They were finding space against this Bayern Munich team. All the space in the wall. And it's frustrating because Bayern are missing some players. The Upamecano's, obviously Musiala, Davis. It sucks because I would have loved to have seen two teams go toe-to-toe, fully fit squads, but unfortunately, the football gods had other ideas. But I still thought Bayern Munich were playing well in the first half. They were creating chances. Harry Kane. There might have been a handball in the process of the build-up, but you cannot miss those sort of chances if you're Harry Kane. You simply cannot. Olise as well at the back post having two glorious chances. And overall, I thought Bayern Munich played a pretty good game. With all the injuries and all the discussions, like, they still performed people out there. They just couldn't get the goals. And that's the one thing you have to do against Inter side. You have to take your chances. If you don't, you'll be punished, as we saw later in the game. Second half, then you see Inter. They just said, sat back, and we're just going to chill here. We're just going to chill here. We haven't conceded an open play goal at all this season in the Champions League. I know people will talk about the Bayer Leverkusen goal, but that was from a set piece, really, afterwards. And Bayern, they were looking frustrating. They weren't really creating a lot of good chances. Leroy Sané just frustrating. Goretzka was terrible today. His passing, overall, Goretzka was terrible. I thought Olise was the bright spot of Bayern Munich today overall. And then, of course, you just knew when the news came out last week that Thomas Müller was going to leave Bayern Munich at the end of this season, he gets the goal. It was just inevitable that that moment was going to happen. And I thought, as soon as Thomas Müller scored, I said, oh, Bayern Munich might win this game. They might do it. And then a couple minutes later, a player who has been heavily criticized by Inter fans, heavily criticized, Frattesi, gets the goal. Now, let's talk about Bayern Munich's defending on that situation. Stanisic, Sasha Bowie, Goretzka, how can you leave so much space? It is just a simple 1-2 combination play, and there's just acres of space for Carlos Augusto to just drive with the ball. Frattesi making a wonderful run into the box, and he gets his goal, but Bayern Munich, you cannot defend like. I know there's the adrenaline and trying to go for that winner as soon as Thomas Müller got the goal. You have to defend better in those situations. And then finishes 2-1 and Inter take the lead to the San Siro. A great game, people. Just such a fascinating sort of tactical matchup and just entertaining overall with great link-up play from both teams. We just saw individual brilliance out there. Barella always going to be underrated player. Same with Çalhanoğlu in the midfield. Both are such exceptional players in my opinion. But now it gets interesting. Considering that there's no away goals, how will Inter approach that second leg? Are they just going to say, let's just sit back and defend, and we know we can counterattack? Di Marco should be fit for the second leg, which will be a huge plus, even though I thought Carlos Augusto today was really good. I think this is now Inter. It's in their control. They have now 90 minutes until they reach the semifinal and maybe going up against either Barca or Dortmund. And look, we saw two sides of Inter today. Very fluid, great attacking play in the first half. Second half, more resolute, defensively looking strong. And I think for Bayern Munich, they're missing Musiala. Rafael Guerreiro was having to play in the 10 today, people. Rafael Guerreiro. I mean, What can you do if you're Vincent Company and the players, and especially if Harry Kane is not bearing the chances that he should be, or at least not getting the goals he should be, and Leroy Sané just out there. I mean, just some of his touches were so poor. So Bayern Munich missing personnel probably cost them today in this game, but they still got a chance here. With no away goals, Harry Kane, it's your moment to shine. It's your moment to shine if you're Olise. It's your moment to shine if you're Kimmich. So, yeah, San Siro is going to be awesome to see what happens there. And then we go to North London. And in North London, wow, we saw one of Arsenal's best performances under Arteta. And that is something that we can always criticize with Arsenal and Arteta in the last couple of years, is that when the moments get the toughest, this team fumbles. They dwindle under the pressure. Today, for the first time I can say under Arteta, they really rose to the challenge of going up against Real Madrid in the Champions League, home first leg, making a statement victory. And we saw that from Arsenal. Defensively, solid. Okay, yeah, Mbappe had those half chances in the first half, but overall, I mean, it was some Jakub Kivior giving up the ball, pretty much. Overall, Arsenal defensively. I mean, Lewis Skelly, by the way. Dude, this guy's 18 years old. Check the papers. There's no way. He is not he is so good for his age, playing in a position which is very difficult for a team that are competing for the Champions League, second in the Premier League. Lewis Skelly, take a bow. What a performance from him. Same thing with Timber, man. What a performance from both fullbacks for Arsenal. And Arsenal defensively were solid. But you can still see, attacking-wise, they're just missing some personnel. They're missing a striker out there. But Merino, this guy keeps scoring. What a finish from Mikel Merino. What a goal from him. But the man of the hour. Bend it like rice, people. Both free kick goals. Arsenal had that set piece coach. I don't know what his name is, of the set piece coach for Arsenal. But when he said, just whip it around, I said, thank you. None of this BS. Oh, let's just cross it to the back post. Let free kick takers take the free kick. Well, this is what we need to do right now in football, people. Bring back specialists of free kicks. Now, I did not know that Declan Rice had this in his locker. Maybe he had it at West Ham, but I didn't see it. Declan Rice, I wasn't familiar with your game. I thought the first one was really good. You can criticize the wall all you want, people. Oh, Alaba this, Real Madrid wall that. Why don't we not give credit to Declan Rice for bending it so perfectly with so much power? An amazing first goal. But the second one, I said, cheers to that, Declan. That was so fucking amazing. Sorry for my language, people. That was just amazing to see it live in the action. That Declan Rice, just the power and the precision to get it to the top bins, people. Stunning goal from Declan Rice. Stunning third goal from Arsenal with Lewis Skelly driving with the ball, laying it off to Marino with, the first time finishing, and he bends it around a Real Madrid defender. Great goal from Arsenal. All three goals were just stunning. Stunning. And that's something, a lot of people have criticized about Arsenal is, where's the individual brilliance? Right there. It was there for everybody to see, and Arsenal today were phenomenal. The second half, they just absolutely dominated Real Madrid. I don't know what Arteta told them at halftime. Maybe he brought a light bulb or something, because they absolutely destroyed them. Midfield-wise, Real Madrid could do nothing. Attacking-wise, even Martinelli had some joy against Valverde, who we know is very good right back when he has to play in that position. And then we go to Real Madrid. This is now panic station, people. Panic station. Let's look at their last couple of results for Real Madrid people here. Let's look at their last couple of results. All right, so they lose today 3-0 against Arsenal. 2-1 loss against Valencia at home. Their first home loss against Valencia in 17 years or 18 years. The fact they conceded 4 goals to Real Sociedad is alarming, and they should be going straight to The Hague for war crimes. They only beat Leganés at home 3-2. Villarreal away 2-1. Pretty good result there. The Atletico performances were terrible. Rayo wasn't good enough either. So Betis away 2-1 loss was terrible. This team in the last month have been shocking. There's just no fluidity. It's all about individual brilliance. And you can blame Carlo all you want. But at the end of the day, people, sometimes we got to look at the players and say, you need to step up. Vinny, you need to step up. Antonio Rudiger. He's fallen off a cliff in the last month. He's been terrible. Same thing with Rodrigo. I think it's his last 12 appearances. He's got 1 goal. 1 goal. Really? Why don't we get Arda Güler out there? Endrick. Something different, Carlo, to just see if it can change the momentum for this Real Madrid team. But there's no, like, once Vinny or Rodrigo get the ball out wide, there's no overlapping runs from the fullbacks. Zero, where you could help then the attackers a little bit. Instead, it's like, okay, Vinny, Rodrigo, Mbappe, create something. Do something out there. Bellingham, sometimes he's got to get involved in the play as well. You can just see that this team is so frustrated with the way they're playing. They're just not a cohesive unit at the moment, and it's only going to get worse. Now, are Real Madrid done in this competition? I'll never say that. I think I saw a stat here, people, that only 4 teams have ever overturned a 3-goal deficit from the first leg of the UCL and progressed. So, I don't think it's going to happen, but it is Real Madrid at the end of the day. Once they get that first goal at the Santiago Bernabeu, anything can happen, but Arsenal defensively, we know, are one of the best teams in Europe. Even though they lost Gabriel, Saliba doing very well. Obviously, Timber and Lewis Kelly. So, what a night for Arsenal. Just their biggest moment under Arteta, I could definitely say. You know, they had that 5-1 win over Man City earlier this season in the Premier League, but this right here is a massive statement of intent to go far in the Champions League. Quarterfinal here, just get a 0-0 draw or lose 1-0 away to Real Madrid, and you're in the semifinal. And then you're only, 180 minutes away from a final for Arsenal. That would be some achievement for Arteta. So, do you think, people, it's done? I'm going to say it's 90% done that Arsenal are going to through. I'm giving 10% because it's Real Madrid. Just heritage and history. For that reason, I'll give them 10%. But if we watch how they're playing at the moment, they're not a good team. They're just not an entertaining side. They have all the flashy cars, right? They have all the flashy cars. But you just see them play, it's just like, it's doo-doo. It's straight doo-doo what Real Madrid are producing right here. And yeah, I mean, Declan Rice just said, okay, here's my Mortal Kombat move. I think it's Sub-Zero with the Zero Ball. I mean, Ice Ball, excuse me. It's the Ice Ball. That's Declan Rice's Mortal Kombat move, is the Ice Ball, because he just took that out of the bag and said, what? I mean, those 2 free kicks were insane, people. Insane. What a night in the UCL. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm really sick, so I got to stop it right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around there for more UCL content. And we'll be back here tomorrow for PSG, Aston Villa, and Barcelona, and Dortmund. Remember to follow me on all the socials. Links to those description down below. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.